Still ahead on San Diego People, self-defense techniques every woman should know to feel and stay safe. We'll be right back. Welcome back to San Diego People. I'm Lauren Finney. This morning we're talking all about empowering women, and we've talked a lot about being strong mentally, but what about physically? Joining me now is Tracy Arlington from Play It Safe Defense, and we know that women who fight off their attackers are twice as likely to keep themselves from being injured and stay safe. So tell us a little bit about some of the basics that we can stay safe and do.
Because you don't have to be a black belt.
Right.
You know, we are martial artists, but what we teach is, we teach to women that are non-martial artists using large motor skills. So it's none of this
crazy stuff.
No,
we don't have to be Jackie Chan.
No, it's really, if you know, worst case scenario, going to the ground, having a big temper tantrum, and then we like to say and going Chihuahua crazy.
I like it.
Yeah, because you know what Chihuahuas are.
Yes.
It's not the size of the dog of the fight.
There
size
you go.
of the fight of the dog. Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, I think that the message that I want to get across, and how apropos that we're ending the National Sexual Assault Prevention Month, is that 90% of the time it's someone that we know. And alcohol and drugs, #1 weapon that are used on women. And women still have a hard time, you know, really believing that.
Yeah. And so obviously staying aware of our surroundings is a really important part of that to really prevent some of these things, but that's not always the case, and sometimes we just are walking down the street on a weekend and something might happen. So what are some of the basics that you can kind of walk us through? And I know we have some help from some of your instructors.
So the ABCs of self-defense. Awareness, like you just mentioned, is 90%, and it's not just, you know, don't text. I mean, that's a given, right? But it's also being aware of that feeling when something doesn't seem right, or maybe you're engaged with a guy you really want to be talking to, but he seems a little off or controlling. Okay, the B is boundaries, and then the C is the Chihuahua confidence to believe that you touch me, I'll hurt you. And you know, we saw with the San Diego State attacks, all 4 girls were groped and they all froze. So we have to believe as women that, you know, we have the strength to fight back.
Okay, I want to make sure we get through a lot of these.
Absolutely.
So let's bring over Matt and Zoe.
Yep, this is Matt and Zoe. So here's if I had 3 big tips to tell women is plan A, plan B, plan C. Plan A, something's not right, you're being attacked, or you feel off, get to people. Stay with people or go to people, yell, your voice is your biggest weapon, and yell 911, not fire. Rape, or, you know, rape 911, help 911. Plan B, though, would be if somebody grabs you, you know, maybe a wrist grab, but they're not pulling you yet. There's no motion involved. So what Chloe's going to do, or Zoe's going to do, is she's going to strike to the disabling areas on the body, which are eyes, glasses, nose, throat, the obvious, groin, and knees. Okay? So he grabs her with a wrist grab, and she gets him in the face. Oh, she's going to go to the ground now. Okay, that's good. Yeah, plan B. So go for the eyes. Eyes, good. And then she's going to break. And then off she goes, okay? If he has glasses on, she could palm heel and break the glasses, okay? Great. But if there's motion involved, watch. He pulls her, now she goes to the ground because she can't reach him, and she goes for knees and the groin. It only takes 15 pounds of pressure to blow out someone's knee.
Wow.
That's it, yeah. Okay, but let's talk reality. Most women, as you know, being in the news industry, you probably see stories all the time. When most women are murdered, it's choking.
Right.
It's choking. So we'd like to demonstrate, and we'd love for you to try it.
I'm game.
Choke up against the wall. It could be a partner who's like, shut up, right? And then also a chokehold on the ground between the legs.
Okay.
Okay?
So is Zoe going to demonstrate getting out of the chokehold first?
Yep, okay.
Okay, so we go up against a wall. It's
Very
typically
common
how
attack
that happens.
scenario.
Right.
So they're arguing, and the guy says, shut up, or this partner says, shut up, and she breaks the elbow down, and she knees him to the groin or goes to the eyes. Because a lot of that stuff we learn in movies where the woman's going like this or the sweeping motion doesn't really work on someone who's really strong. So watch this. So you're up against a wall.
I'm up against a wall.
Okay. Matt's got you in a chokehold. You're going to thread through his arm, like here, and then you're going to break the weakest part of his arm, which is the elbow, and then with your DNA collectors, you're going to zap him in the eyes, boom, grab him, and just go ahead and knee him in the groin. We call that Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
Finding
there you
Nemo,
go.
yeah. All right, so let's see though, the worst case position though is on your back.
Right.
Okay? Of course, most women that are attacked end up on their back with the predator between the legs or on the stomach. He's choking her. Now what we call this move is kind of I Dream of Jeannie, where she's gonna build a really strong bridge with her arms, and she's gonna slam the thumbs off of her throat just enough to get a breath, and then you're gonna control his hips by bringing your heels to the hip, push back, and then she's going to kick to the face, the throat, or the groin.
Okay.
Did you want to see that in faster motion?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
so
you wanna-
really, getting him in the hips, I would imagine, is a powerful point to be able to knock off their center of balance.
Control his hands, control his hips.
Okay.
That's what we were always taught. So watch this in fast motion. All right, so he's choking her, and she's gonna go at full speed now. Watch, she pushes him back and she kicks. And you're yelling, there you, oh, that was good. Nice smack. Awesome job, Zoe, good job.
Very good. How do you advise women to really stay strong mentally, to slow down the whole process as we're doing it now? Because I would imagine that that's really, you want to panic,
Oh my gosh,
right? It's
great
fight or
point.
flight.
Great point. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Mind setting. See, if you haven't thought about it in advance, you will freeze, because
Yeah.
physiologically that's what we do. So you have to map it. You have to what if yourself to death.
Yeah.
What would I do if this happened? You know, I'll sit in a restaurant and I will look at the door and think, what will I do if an active shooter comes through? So I
Absolutely.
write it before it happens. Then I've eliminated the freeze mode, and now because I've role played it in my mind, I'll hopefully do flight.
Yeah.
Or fight if I have to. But you have to think about it before it happens. That's why it's really important for women to take classes. Not to be reactive, but to be proactive.
Yes,
about
and
their
really, like you
safety.
said, know the techniques that you're going to use
Exactly.
if X, Y, or Z happens.
Absolutely. Be prepared.
Such important
Yeah,
tips,
thanks.
Tracy.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Matt, Zoe, thank you so much for your
Great.
help
Thank
this
you so
morning.
much. All
Appreciate
right.
it. That'll do it for this edition of San Diego People. Remember to stay strong.